Hey guys, this is Cigar Garage with Doc. Wasn't going to do another video today. I had just finished one. And in fact, I started smoking this cigar. It's a Gurkha cigar. And I've already got to the point where I've taken the wrapper off and they come right off, just a little spot of glue. They don't tear your cigar. I like that. And it's a Grand Reserve, it's called. Grand Reserve. And yeah, it's Nicaraguan, Peruvian with a Cameroon wrapper, and fillers, Nicaraguan and Peruvian. Excellent little cigar. I'm going to just touch it up a little bit. I had been out working outside, and the wind sometimes does affect it a little bit. Just touch it up. It looks great. Been smoking great. Started to rain, so I figured I'd come in and maybe continue on the same subject. The question was, can spirits hurt you on a ghost hunt or something like that? Very nice cigar. Anyway, the answer is yes. And again, before I start on this another story, give me a thumbs up, and if you would, subscribe so that I can keep doing these things. I just do them. I invite you in my garage. I do these things. I don't edit them or anything. So what you're seeing is what you get. Down to starting the final third of this cigar, and flavors are just deep coffee, dark chocolate, still no spice on the throat, smooth and creamy, good cigar, absolutely good cigar. Gurkha Grand Reserve. You got to give it a try. All right, so back to the stories. I tell you a story that happened in Texas to a woman. This was one of the cases that we studied. And what happened was she went to a party of all women on one night, and there was about 5 or 6 women there, and they decided they're going to do a Ouija board. Not a good idea. But they decided to do it. Now, she was always afraid of these things, these spiritual things, so she didn't take part. She goes, nah, I won't take part. I'm going to sit over here. I'll watch you guys do it. So, night goes on. They have this Ouija board thing going. Seems like nothing happened. Okay? So, she goes home and goes to sleep that night, wakes up the next day, and walks out in the living room. On the wall, stuck to the wall, is a Ouija board. So she's thinking, oh my God, they must have snuck into my house and they're doing a practical joke on me. And they put the Ouija board on the wall. She took it off the wall. She looked at it and she realized something was very strange, is that there was really nothing sticking it to the wall. There was no glue. There was no hooks. She had no idea what it was, but she still figured out, they figured out a way to do it. Obviously, it was stuck on the wall. So she calls up her girlfriends and said, what do you guys do? You come and do this in my house? I mean, how'd you get in? I mean, my doors were locked when I checked. Said, no, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. The Ouija board we used is still here. I said, are you sure? The woman goes to check, and sure enough, that Ouija board wasn't there. So they had to go and see who took the Ouija board and put it on her wall. Strange thing was, nobody. None of them did it. At least that's what they claimed. But like she said, the doors were still locked. There was no break-in. There was no way in. She gave the Ouija board back. Next thing you know, I think it was a day or two later, the woman was doing the dishes, standing at the kitchen sink. All of a sudden, she gets knocked down to the floor. And when she got knocked down to the floor, she thought it was a human being that snuck into the house, hit her from behind. She went down to the floor, and all of a sudden, her legs were pulled open, and the spirit literally raped her. Now, it literally raped her to a point where she was hurting. So she went to the hospital. Strange thing, there's nobody there. It was a spirit. I mean, she was, geez, my allergies. You guys have to excuse me here. Okay, itch from my allergies. Anyway, so she goes to the hospital, and they check her, and they did the everything. They, took the testing and all that. Found out that it was actually human DNA. Okay, in the long run, it took a few weeks back then. But when she got it back, they found out it was human DNA. So that was apported. Somehow, human DNA was found in the rape. She goes to bed. She's woken in the middle of the night, raped again. Well, this went on and on and on for over 6 months, for sure. And she kept getting raped. And she called churches. She told people. Nobody believed her, not even the priest. Finally, she had somebody believe her. And there's two kinds of demonic spirits. One attacks men, one attacks women. There's a succubus that attacks men and an incubus that attacks women. The incubus spirit was attacking her on a daily basis at this point. She was losing weight. She was sick. She had to go to doctors. She felt like she had the flu or cancer. I mean, this is what she was believing in her head because she was so ill from this and getting raped daily in bed. She was even thinking of suicide. Something so horrible as suicide. And that's exactly what these demonic spirits want. So what she did was, she told this fella, and the guy knew somebody that knew the spirits, was like a demonologist. He came in, he interviewed her, and I heard the whole interview. It's a long interview, about 45-minute interview. He came to the conclusion it was definitely an incubus. Long story short, she had an exorcism. During the exorcism, there was some phenomena, some doors were banging, a few things here and there, but not a lot. But she was set free. She was set free, and from that point on, had no attacks from that day on. So this story was a Ouija board story, obviously. But the answer to the question is, can a spirit hurt you? If you don't know what you're doing, it can. You have to be trained. You need to read and go out educated. Do not go out ghost hunting and not be educated on what to do. Some of the things you're going to learn to do is you're going to pray over yourself. You're going to plead the blood of Jesus Christ upon you. You're going to say the prayer of St. Michael and ask St. Michael and his angels to guard you. Then you're going to deal with the situation. That's how you go into a ghost hunt. You'd never walk into a house unless you're covered by Christ. If you don't, you'll open yourself up to bodily harm. And this is a true story. Now, I heard the interview, everything personally. And it's not the only person it happened to. In fact, I believe they actually made a movie about this woman's case quite a few years back. But it was a real case. And as I say, I heard all the tapes. And it was horrific. And she didn't even take place. She didn't even do that. She was just in the same room. She didn't do the Ouija board. She was in the same room and this occurred. They tried to get rid of the Ouija board. Burned it. Was back in the box the next day. Threw it out of the car. Driving miles and miles away. Threw it out the window. Looked in the box. Next day, not there. Thank God. Second day, not there. Third day, back. You'll find that demonic things do things in threes, and that's because of the Trinity. It tries to mock the Trinity. 3 knocks usually at the door, 3 bangs. It's usually 3, and it's a mockery of the Trinity. So anyway, if you hear that in the background, it's pouring rain. That's why I'm sitting here and doing this video. But anyway, it's another story. It's a true story, so you have to be careful when you ghost hunt. You need to be trained. Any more questions, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, guys. And I have a lot more to share. Put down in the comments some of your experiences or some things you want to know. We'll go over it. Okay? Well, God bless you all. This is Doc. See you next time.